Chelsea may have lost on the night, but they do go through on aggregate, whilst PSG knock out the holders Bayern Munich via away goals. Hey guys, Fletch here, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Fletch Talks video. You should know the drill by now. This is the video, of course, where I take a trending topic or a topic of interest within the world of football. I bring it here where I throw the spotlight onto it, I put it under the microscope, where we talk about it, we discuss it, and we may even debate a little about it. And today's video, of course, is no exception, as today we are looking at last night's Champions League action. Before we go any further though, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated, of course. But now, let's get back to talking about Champions League action last night. And it was a night in which we now know half of the teams that will be making up the semi-final stage of this competition after half of the final 8 played out their conclusion to the second leg of the quarter-final stages, with Chelsea taking on Porto and PSG hosting Bayern Munich, and what was, of course, a repeat of the 2020 Champions League final. Let's begin by talking about Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea, who, like I say, took on Porto last night. Yeah, so it may have been a 1-0 loss for Chelsea last night, but they do go through to the semi-finals following a 2-1 aggregate victory over Portuguese side Porto. Wasn't the best game by any means, but on the night, the difference maker and the one piece of magic that was provided by Mehdi Taremi, who scored a brilliant and sublime overhead kick to give the Blues a very late scare on the night, but it proved to be a little too late for the Portuguese side to stage any kind of comeback, and Chelsea managed to see out whatever little time remained of the game and go through to the final 4. Chelsea, one way or another, got the job done. Regardless of the loss, they managed to get the job done. They have their first leg, obviously, to thank for that. They'll now go on to face either Liverpool or Real Madrid in the next round of competition. And at the moment, it really does look like, and it will be more than likely, Real Madrid that they will face and that will progress tonight. But either way, whichever team progresses, if Liverpool manage to stage an amazing comeback, or whether Real Madrid see the game out and get the job done, it'll be a very intriguing game and fixture nonetheless. You get to the semi-final, you have to have that belief that not only can you reach the final, but then you can go on and win the competition as well. A lot of football is to be played, of course, between now and then, but I wouldn't put it past the Blues to make it to the final, possibly salvaging an underperforming season in the process, shall we say, and then in the final, well, it's more or less 50-50, isn't it? The other game on the night, of course, was PSG against Bayern Munich, and another game in which the team qualified on aggregate, or this time via the away goals rule, but lost on the night, as Bayern came out 1-0 winners against the French champions on the night, but ended up losing via the away goals rule, like I mentioned, as it ended 3-3 on aggregate. Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting bundled home the only goal of the game, as much like the first leg, it was football of the highest standard from both teams, as it played out. Two teams with two contrasting styles of play. Bayern enjoyed the large percentage of possession, but struggled to break down a resilient and resolute PSG's defence, whilst Mauricio Pochettino's side attempted to hit Bayern on the counter-attack using the pace and the movement of the likes of Kylian Mbappe and Neymar. But despite not scoring in the second leg, the first leg display was enough to see the French side make it through to the semi-finals. Job done for PSG as far as they're concerned. They fully exacted revenge on Bayern for the Champions League final defeat they suffered at the hands of the Germans last season. They knock out the holders and make it to the final 4, where they will meet either Manchester City or Borussia Dortmund in the next round. PSG got the job done. It wasn't necessarily pretty or stylish, but they got the job done and they progressed. And now they can turn their attention to the next round, where whichever team they will face, they will know it will be a tough task ahead of them. But with Neymar and Mbappe in the team, the two superstars that make up a large portion and a quality portion of their attack, they'll always have a good chance of winning no matter what. They'll always have that extra motivation behind them as well, of coming close to winning this competition last season but falling at the final hurdle, and they could honestly use that to spur them on this season. It's the trophy that they want to win more than anything, and this huge result could give them could inspire them more, or give them the belief that they needed to achieve that goal for this campaign. Will they do it is another question. There's a lot of football, like I say, that's still yet to be played between now and then. And of course, in a final, like I say, it's pretty much 50-50. But this is an excellent result, an incredible result for PSG, and a step in the right direction for the team and the club. But of course, as I always say, these are just the thoughts, comments and opinions of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of last night's games? What do you make of Chelsea qualifying despite losing on the night? What do you make of PSG having all three kind of outcomes, really? What do you make of them losing on the night, but also drawing on aggregate, but also winning because of qualifying via the away goals rule? I'd love to know your thoughts on that. What do you make of both Porto and Bayern Munich being knocked out of this competition? What do you make of their performances in the competition and in last night's games? And of course, what do you make of tonight's games as well, with Liverpool taking on Real Madrid, looking to overcome a 3-1 deficit, whilst Manchester City go into their game against Borussia Dortmund 2-1 up on aggregate? So I'd love to know your thoughts, comments and opinions on any of the things Champions League related. I'm sure they'll all make for interesting reading. Otherwise, hit that like button on the right if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I will see and speak with you all again soon in another video.